Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have just a quick little video. I'm gonna start uploading videos that involve content that I wish I knew as a beginning cosplayer. So I'm gonna have a quick guide to cons, packing for cons, cosplay basics that I should have known, and like where to find resources and such. So today I'm just gonna show a few things that I think really they're not necessary, but this is basic cosplay makeup kit essentially. So without further ado, let's get started on with the video. So first things first, you're gonna need a foundation. I know a lot of people starting out, myself included, didn't necessarily have foundation involved in their makeup, but foundation is exactly what it sounds like. It's the foundation of your makeup. It kind of evens everything out and gives you more of a good canvas to work on, especially if you're trying to do an anime character. They're generally like literally flawless. They're cartoons. So having a foundation just to even out your skin tone really helps with looking a lot more like the character. So this is my current foundation. I'm gonna be getting a new one because I've actually somehow tanned in California. So yeah, the Infallible 24-hour total cover L'Oreal foundation. And this one is in 301 Classic Ivory. It's really nice and pale. I was this pale, now I'm not so much. It's the foundation I'm wearing right now, which doesn't exactly match. It's a tiny bit too light. But nevertheless, this is a really great option. And it's only, I think it's only $20, which sounds expensive. But there are cheaper foundations out there, of course, but this one is, like, I'd put this right up there in quality. It covers super well. Anyways, next up is a powder. Now, this foundation is a matte foundation, so you don't always need a powder, but generally you don't want to be shiny, especially if you're having photos taken. It just kind of, I don't know, you want to control the shine and the highlight and everything in your look. So being matte is really useful. Anyway, this is my go-to. I know my friend my friend Micah also uses this a lot. Like, we have the exact same makeup in some cases. So this is the Rimmel London Stay Matte long-lasting pressed powder. I have it in 003 Natural because this matches my current skin tone a lot more than my old one, which was a paler one, of course. So this has great coverage and, like, I don't know, it's just a really great powder. It lasts all day and it's quality. So I definitely recommend having a powder in your collection, especially if you have a more like a foundation with a more dewy finish. You definitely want a powder for that. Then to go with that, I have face brushes. Now, you don't need brush. Yeah, you do. You do need brushes. I sometimes apply my foundation with my fingers, but I'm just getting a new brush set in, which has a foundation brush, which I will be using from now on. But apart from that, in order to apply the powder, you'll need some sort of fluffy brush. I also use it's a really cheap sponge thing from Forever 21 just to get it under my eye and really cover that up. But a nice big fluffy brush will usually do you good. You can get these for like $6. This one's a Mary Kay, so it's a bit more expensive. I got it in a set. And then I also have a blush brush that I also use for contour. The nice thing about brushes is that you can generally multi-use them. So this is a nice fluffy blush brush, but you can also squish it a little bit so it's a thin contour brush as well that you can use on your nose, your cheeks, jawbone, whatever. And then because it's also big and fluffy, you can blend it out really easily. So that's another thing I recommend, is just a fluffy blush brush. Yeah. Getting on related to that, having some sort of contour shade I think is really necessary. Like but I feel like a lot of people when starting out totally look over the whole contour thing, and it might be because I don't know, when I started out contour wasn't really a thing, but I have come to fall in love with it. So what I use, because I am cool toned and I'm still generally pale, like I'm pale, I'm just not pasty anymore, I use an eyebrow powder because those generally run grayer because no one likes orange eyebrows, while bronzers and such are definitely orange based. So this is the Light Elf Eyebrow Duo whatever, and so I use this and my fluffy blush brush to contour my face generally, or I have a different, like a cream blush brush that I left in California again, that I use to contour. So yeah, generally contour is, I think, something that's super important, that is a really useful, amazing tool for any cosplayer to learn, whether you just started or you've been cosplaying for 4 years and you still haven't started contouring. Next, it doesn't have to be this expensive. This is a Smashbox palette, but it has the general idea of what I'm about to say. I'm just gonna reflect the light way too much. Basically, you want a neutral toned matte palette of some sort. So I use a lot of shades here, like this one, 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 for cosplay. And there's also a black right up here that I use to either line my eyes or do black eyebrowed characters. So yeah, having a matte neutral eye palette like this is incredibly helpful. There's definitely a lot cheaper palettes out there. You don't have to spend $60 on a palette just to get neutral matte shades. This was just a Christmas gift from my family one year. So yeah, essentially you want mattes and neutrals in order to shape your eye and add more contour to your eye, or even your face. It could work for your face. And then definitely get those darker neutral colors to fill in your eyebrows for certain characters. And then to go directly with that, I have brushes. Again, so these brushes especially can come really cheap. This came with the Smashbox palette, so that was really nice. And these are the 3 brushes that I generally tend to use for the eye area. So this one is kind of a densely packed brush that I use to pat on colors. This one is fluffier. I use it to blend. You don't have to have 2 different brushes actually, you can just have the one. So you can also blend with this really well, but the main one you will want is this. It is a little tiny angled brush that I use for eyeliner, eyebrows, any sort of detailing, etc. It is, whew, I don't know what I would do without a brush like this in my kit. Yeah, Elf sells them for $2. You know, you can get a brush like this anywhere. So I highly recommend trying to find one. It just seems like such a basic to me. So next with eyes, I'm missing, well, not missing, I know where it is, it's in California, but like a coal black eyeliner, like one of those pencil eyeliners in black and brown. You don't need both colors, but I generally like black and brown so that if you have an intense character, you can have the black, but if it's a less intense character or if your character has fair hair, you might want to use a brown eyeliner to line your your tight line and your waterline, so that it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup to look like someone. That sounds weird, because you are wearing makeup to look like someone, but it's a lot less evident when you wear a brown eyeliner. And then going with that, having a nice black liquid liner is incredibly helpful. This one, again, you do not have to get expensive stuff, but I have personally decided to put in the money for this because it works, and I also use it in my day-to-day life. So this is a Makeup Forever liquid ink eyeliner, and it's just a felt tip liner with an ink pot. It is phenomenal and it lasts all day, and it works especially well for any female characters. Yeah, that's another thing you might want to judge on picking out your makeup. If you have female characters, you're gonna be getting some things that you might not necessarily need for male characters. Now, if you're doing something from Black Butler and you want to look like a lot of those other Black Butler cosplayers out there, myself included actually, where they go full out, do the exact eyeliner that the characters have, you'll want this. You'll definitely want this. But if you're trying to go for a more natural thing, just stick with the pencil liner, that's fine. And then also with eyes, mascara costs $3, maybe. This one's super cheap, Wet n Wild, Mega Volume, whatever. It's not expensive whatsoever, and it just adds so much to a costume. It adds so much to your face. Once you have eyelashes, like you don't need anything else. It just finishes off everything and it looks so good. So yeah, definitely, if there's one thing you get here, it's mascara. And then yeah, I also have a brown mascara for lighter haired characters, but generally black. And then this is another thing that is generally for female characters, and that is a pinky nude lipstick. This one is by Smashbox. It's just a nice, like, it's a pinky nude. You want a pinky matte nude for female characters. And I also have, I don't have it on me, again it's in California because fire evacuations suck. I also have a more, like, just a slightly, it's darker than my skin tone and slightly pink, but I use that on my lips for when I cosplay guys, because a lot of people just cover their lips up with concealer the same shade as their face. Guys don't have lips that are the same shade as their face. So I understand that you don't want to have these full lips or whatever, but at the same time, that's not realistic. So I like having a slightly darker shade for my lips for cosplaying guys, and a pinky nude for cosplaying girls. Anyways, that is it. Well, setting spray. I also left my setting spray in California. I'm a mess. I am a mess. I'm a mess. Yeah, so I left my setting spray in California. That's another thing. And primer. I left my primer in California. Those aren't absolutely necessary, but if you are going to a convention, I highly recommend getting those. And yeah, that is the basic kit I have for makeup for cosplay. It's a lot, and it kind of took me a while to build that up, but that's generally what I recommend starting out with. Of course, you'll go on later to use weird colors or latex or whatever, you know, like there's things that you will need down the road, but this is the best. It's the foundation of any makeup kit, I think, whether or not it's cosplay. Like, even if it's just a regular everyday makeup kit, this is the foundation for it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to making more videos like this where it's just straight out the most basic things that you could possibly need to know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.